Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're here, then welcome to the channel, I guess. If you're here for the first time. Yeah, so what am I going to do today? So, today we're going to do some server stuff. I know we did some server stuff last time, but I kind of want to go a little more in depth, just a tiny bit. Still not going to be very complicated. It's still simple stuff, but pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to attach a computer to the domain. Is the first thing we're going to do, and then we're going to log into that computer with the domain accounts, and then we're going to mess with group policy, GPOs. If you passed your CompTIA A+, 1002, 902, or maybe you just know about it, maybe you just know about it, then yeah, you know what I'm talking about, group policy. All right, so yeah, first, let me tell you guys what this is right here. So this, if I were to go to System Information, you can see it's a Windows 10 Pro computer, blah, 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 8 gigs of RAM. That's not important. Just look at Windows 10 Pro. So this is a Windows 10 Pro computer that you would see in like any enterprise company. You can only attach a computer to a domain if it's Windows 10 Pro. You can't do that with Home. A lot of neat things you can't do with Home. So yeah, we're gonna have to use Windows 10 Pro. Like usual, I spun this up with Azure. So here's the computer name, ITPC1. Of course, you would have a better name than that at your company, but you know, we're just doing this for learning purposes, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, you can see the system name is ITPC1 here. So yeah, if you never worked for a company before, this is pretty much it. You have a Windows 10 Pro computer, Windows 11 Pro maybe, looks just like, you know, any computer. When you you can see I'm in local admin. I'll kind of explain that a little bit. But let me go ahead and lock the computer. But yeah, you can just see like, yeah, this is the login screen. So let me go ahead and log in real quick. All right, guys. So before I go ahead and attach it to the domain, I just want to go here. Let's go to your info. So we can see this is the local account here. We're not in a domain yet, so this account cannot log into anywhere else but this computer. You can see local account, and it's an administrator. You could take a pic. No thanks, I'm not going to take a pic. But yeah, so you can't log into this on any other computer, just this one. So that's what a local account is. It's just local to this computer, okay? So yeah, so let's just really quick attach it to the domain because that's super easy. So once you do this, guys, if you practice this, this is what we do normally. Usually, like, I don't know, sometimes it does it automatically, it just depends on the setup. But the goal here is to get experience. So please follow along, please watch this, do your own thing, build your own virtual machines, and all that good stuff. So you can get this experience, put it on your resume, of course, that's the whole goal. And yeah, you know, hopefully get the job. But yeah, let's go ahead and go attach it to the domain. So let's see my domain controller. I tore my other one down and made a new one. So here's my new domain controller. Let me close this. So here's my new domain. It is rmc.local. So what are we going to type when we attach it to the domain? We're going to type this exact thing. If it was .com, we would type .com. But let's go to the computer here. So this is how you attach a computer to a domain. Super easy. This is how I do it. I'm sure there's an easier way to get to where we want to go, but this is how I do it. So open Control Panel, then go to System and Security, System. So what is this? This says About. So what if we close this and typed about your PC? So that's a way easier way to get to this point. You don't have to go to control panel, click, click, click. Just do this and type about. Super easy, guys. So yeah, we're here. So what we're going to do is click on rename this PC, advanced. And here we are, guys. So let's go ahead and change this. So we're going to rename this computer or change its domain. We want to change the domain. We're going to leave the computer name as is. Let's click change. So you can see here it's in the default work group. I think this is default. I actually had to remove it from the domain because I made this video previously, but I had to cut it short. I was making it, but I had to leave. So I kind of cut off in the middle, didn't get to finish. So I'm starting over. But yeah, it's just in the default work group right now. Usually it's just, if it's in a work group, it's just going to be in a work group. So click on domain, and we're going to type rmc.local, then hit OK. And now this pops up. So what is this? Enter the name and password of an account with permission to join the domain. So if I type local admin and then the password, I don't think it's going to work. As you can see, it says the username or password is incorrect. That's the correct password for this computer, but that account, like I said, doesn't exist anywhere else. So what this is looking for is an account on the domain controller. So we can see sysadmin here. This is a built-in account for administering the computer and domain. So if I type in this, it's gonna work. But that's my dog. Let's go ahead and go into IT. So we see Raymond King here. This is my account that I made. Let me see if it, yeah, so it's an administrator. So let's type this account. I think, you know, we should type this account because you guys are most likely going to have your own accounts and it's going to be an administrator to the domain. So let's, I forgot my password, so let me reset my password. So all this changed, yay. All right, so back here, let's type Raymond.King. Just so you know, that's my account name here. See, Raymond.King. And then let me type in a password. So since this is an administrator, I should have the permissions to do this. See, welcome to the RMC local domain. So it was looking for an account on that domain. So it's kind of talking to the domain saying, I don't know, does this computer have permission to do so? I don't know, because I could be a bad guy. I connect to the domain somehow, and I try to connect to the domain. Well, I connect to the network of the domain. I'm trying to connect to the actual domain. I'm trying to connect my computer. And or I could even be like an employee, and I could be trying to do that. But if I don't have permissions, can't do it. So yeah, let's click OK. So it's gonna have to restart. Let's hit yes. Close this. Restart. So once it restarts, we'll see it's in the RMC local domain. Let's give that a minute, guys. Here I have Bobby Bob. Man, Bobby Bob been doing not such a good job, guys. He messed up my finances. Might have to let Bobby Bob go and hire somebody else to take Bobby Bob's place. One more chance, Bobby Bob. Alright, so it already restarted, guys. So let's go ahead and connect with a different account. So since this is Azure, it might not, I'm not sure if it's gonna work if I just type like Raymond.King and this, but let's see if it does. Okay, so it says login attempt failed. So this is a good example of one thing I wanted to bring up. I think I brought it up in my last video, but you can see here it says Microsoft account / Raymond.King. Pretty much this is looking for an account, a Microsoft account, Raymond.King. This doesn't exist. This no even no email address. It has to be a Microsoft account too, so it's not gonna work. But let's say this said like I don't know. Remember my last one, like big ass. So big ass domain and RMC domain, it's two different things. So let's say this is the domain here. So we have to log in the RMC domain. So let's go ahead and use a different account. Let's type RMC / Raymond.king and then my password. So doing this, we're logging into the domain here. So let's go ahead and click OK. And as we can see, it worked. Don't ask me again, please. So what did we just do? We logged in the domain account to this computer. That was weird. Then if we go here, we can see this is my account here. Now so this is new. Since we joined this domain, we now have access to users and groups, which is great because this gives us an easier way to manage accounts, groups, and all that good stuff. So let's go to administrators. So we can see, let me explain what this is here. This is the local users and groups for this one computer only. So we can see the users here, local admin, guest. I don't even know what the hell these are. These are probably just like, I don't know. Guest is disabled. We could log in as guest, but I mean, we don't want to do that, especially for security purposes. But let's go here. The groups is more interesting. So let's go to remote desktop users. We can see I have access somehow. But yeah, so I have access to log in remotely to this computer. So let's say Bobby Bob wanted to log in remotely. Let's go ahead and open up. Let's actually do it on the domain controller. Let's say for some reason Bobby Bob logged on to the domain controller and he's like, you know, he's being like his usual mischievous self. He's like, I'm gonna log into the computer and play like a prank. Come on, Bobby Bob, you gotta be working, man. So let's go type in the IP address. So let's try to log in with Bobby Bob. Bobby Bob trying to be sneaky. Bobby Bob. Damn, I forgot Bobby Bob's password. Maybe I didn't. The domain, since this is the domain controller, it's going to default to this domain. See, it's trying to connect. So we see what says the connection was denied because the user account is not authorized for remote login. So, Bobby Bob, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be logging into my computer or whoever's computer this is. And we see Bobby Bob is doing that, like, Bobby Bob, man, come on, Bobby. But anyway, so we see I'm the only one that has permission to log on to this computer. If we click add, this window here comes up. So all this is this is gonna look for every account in this right here. So if I type in Bobby, check names, Bobby Bob's gonna come up. It's gonna say like Bobby.Bob, RMC, something like that. So Bobby Bob. So we could add Bobby Bob. We could give him permissions, but let's not do that. There's actually a group here. We can add like domain users. So domain users is a group. I think that's built in like by default. Let's see if we can find domain users, guys. Let me search for it. Domain users is, oh yeah, let me, excuse me, let me go get some details. Published. So we see Bobby Bob. Oh, okay, so it's not in built-in. Domain users is in users, and then domain users, which is the name. So here it is, of course. So we see domain controllers, domain guests, users, blah, 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 blah. There's probably, is there like domain admin in here? Where's domain? Domain admins is also in here. Here it is. I'm blind. It's right here. So domain, we can, so pretty much this is pulling from here. This is looking inside here because we're attached to the domain. So it's looking in the domain, essentially. So we can add domain users, and every domain user in here can connect. So let's do domain users for RMC. So now if we did that, and you know, Bobby Bob, of course, is being, like, he's not doing his finance work. My finances are crazy. I'm like, man, where's that report, Bobby Bob? Hopefully I don't say that ever. What am I doing? I'm distracting myself. Let's connect with Bobby Bob now. Bobby.Bob. Give Bobby Bob a simple password. So now if Bobby Bob tries to connect, it's going to let Bobby Bob in. And Bobby Bob, if we do this, we'll get a message probably. So let's hit yes. So now I have to respond here. I'm like, what? Bobby Bob is trying to connect? Nah, Bobby Bob, you can't do that. So I denied Bobby Bob's request. And then I'm like, let's say I'm like on this computer. I'm like, Bobby Bob, what are you doing, man? You can't do that. But usually this doesn't happen. I'm just, you know, being stupid. So I would hope people don't be so bored at work they be doing that. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of a simple little, I don't know, like beginner's lesson. But that's like pretty much all you really need to know is that you can add people to the administrators. So let's go ahead and, oh, it's already there. See, domain admins are administrators. So I'm a domain admin. I'm in that group. So what I did before was I pretty much added a group which let Bobby Bob in. So I added the domain users group. Everybody's automatically put in domain users. Is that gonna open? I guess that's not, oh yeah, there it is. So here's domain users. Everybody's in here. So let's go to domain admins. I'm in here, my account, because, see, here's my profile, member of. So this shows you everything I'm a member of. All right, so what's the next thing we want to try? So we attach it to the domain controller. We logged into the account. Let's take a look here at computers. We'll see the computer is now automatically put in here. That's just one thing that I wanted to show. And this group policy thing, it also kind of has something to do with this, because we could, like I said in the last video, we can make different organizational units and we can assign different group policies to them. So what is a group policy? Man, I don't know what a group policy is, man. Let's Google it. Nah, I'm just playing. But a group policy, what is group policy? It's pretty much a policy. So it's rules that the domain, everything in the domain objects have to follow. So users have to follow, computers. So let's say I made a group policy rule or something like that. I can attach it to, like, let's say, I don't know, finance or something like that. And whatever that rule is would only apply to finance. I can make a rule, only have it apply to IT. So that's why it's good to be organized and not have like one folder, just say users, and then, you know, all the users, and then, you know, even have one folder named computers. Then you just have like the entire list of computers you want, because if you want to like different rules for the computers, then it's not gonna work out that way. That's why you got to make different organizational units. I can't even talk today. I don't know why. I just came off of some weird diet, guys. It's not been good. It's not been a fun week. But yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and make a group policy. I think that's what we should do, guys. But let's say I keep trying to log in to an account over and over and over and over and over again. It's not going to lock me out. And usually in enterprise environments, we have rules or group policies, let's say, that's going to lock out the account if, let's say, I put in a password wrong 3 times or 5 times. Something like that. It'll just depend on the rule. So that will prevent brute force attacks. Maybe I'll go over brute force attacks one day. I like security a little bit. I like that kind of stuff, but brute force is easy. It's just like you try every single password. Usually you run a program and it tries every single password. And if it can try an infinite amount of times, then that's bad. So let's go ahead and make a group policy. So we're here in group policy management. Let me get there again. Group policy. So let's have to type in group. So here we are. So let's, I want to make a group policy. Let's just make one here. So let's right click group policy objects, new, let's say account lockout. So now we have another group policy. It's not going to affect anything right now, but let's just go ahead and edit this first. Alright, so this is what group policy is. So every Windows 10 Pro computer has their own local group policy. So if I go to this computer, IT PC, and I type group policy, this is just the local group policy. It looks similar, but it's just local, so it's not going to affect anything other than this computer. I've never messed with it. I've never messed with a local group policy. Actually, I have when there was like some glitches. Someone did something weird in some company once, but I don't know. But there were like some weird stuff happening. But anyways, let me go back to this. This is the group policy for the domain. We just need to find the policy that specifies the lockouts. So I memorized where it is. I had to Google where it was, but it's in policies, Windows settings. Well, first computer configuration though. There's a user config, but we want to go to computer config. So it's going to be here, security settings, account policies, account lockout policy. We can have a password policy, and we can enforce like password history. It can remember, I don't know, 3 passwords. So if you change your password, let's say, your password is like password 1, your new password, password 2, your new password, password 3. Then you're like, man, I'm tired of this crap. You do like password 1 as your next password. It's gonna remember that password. We should probably actually set it to 4 in that case, I believe. I'm not going to do the math right now, but yeah, just for the sake of what I was saying. So if you get to password 4, you can't type in password 1 yet. You have to wait until you're at password 5. You don't have to type password 5. You type password 1 at that time. But we could have maximum password age. I don't know. You could say like 60 days. Sure, 30 days. We got minimum password length. I'm just going to say 6 characters because I don't feel like typing in all these characters on test passwords. No complexity rules. That would really piss people off. Like, imagine if we enable this and we have to set some complexity requirements or whatever complexity requirements it sets or reset. But let's not define it because I don't feel like doing that. but that's like just some extra stuff. Let's go in account lockout. So let's say lockout duration. Let's lock the account out for 60 minutes. Here it is, like trying to do this crap. Like, come on, man, stop setting stuff for me. It set it for me, but let's say 3 logout attempts. Reset account lockout counter. Let's say after 90 minutes. Oh wow, okay, that's weird. Oh, I get it. Okay, let's just leave it at 60. So anyway, so there's the group policy, guys. We set a group policy for account lockouts. So that's all we, oh, actually we need to do one more thing though. Let's go to here. We're gonna assign this to everybody in the domain. So let's just link an existing group policy, account lockout. There we go. That's it. That's all we gotta do, guys. So now let's lock out our account for Bobby Bab. So let's go to remote desktop. I think it's already open. No, it's not. That's not it. I think that was the code. That wasn't it. It was 13 something. So let's go ahead, type in the IP. Alright, so let's, I don't know, let's do Bobby. Let's type in the wrong password a few times. I think we set it to 3, right? So now it should fail. You should get locked out. There it is. So that says as a security precaution, the user account has been locked out because there were too many log-on attempts or password change attempts. Wait a while before trying again. So they're gonna have to wait 90 minutes because that's what we set. But I don't want to wait that long. But let's see what happened to Bobby's account, guys. Bobby is locked out. So now Bobby's gonna call up or make a ticket. He's gonna be like, hey, I'm locked out of my account. Please help. So that goes to something else I kind of wanted to show you guys. Just really quick, nothing too much, but I made a Jira service desk. So it's okay if you don't know what Jira is or service desk, but pretty much these are just going to be where I can create tickets and then, you know, respond to tickets or do whatever. So let's go ahead and actually create a ticket. IT services, let's say fix an account problem, sure. Let's say Bobby Bob got locked out again. Description, Bob, Bobby Bob is again locked out. And then we don't need to worry about all these. So let's do priority. So this is, I'll get more into this later, but let's just say Bobby Bob really needs to finish his work, and he can't finish because he's locked out, so highest. And we don't need to do any of this, blah, blah, blah. Let's create. So now we see the ticket. Okay, so status. I'll go over this more in depth. I just wanted to really quick just do this. So now we're going to see Bobby Bob is locked out. In Jira Service Desk, you can kind of like take ownership of tickets. So let's go ahead and assign it to me. And now let me do it in progress. I'm just going through the workflow. And now, so this is what you do in the help desk environment. So you assign the tickets to yourself. And now I'm going to work on the ticket. So let me go into Bobby Bob's account. And we see unlock account. This account is currently locked out of his Active Directory domain controller, blah, blah, blah. So it's super easy to do this. You just have to click and then apply. So now you see he's not locked out. And then this ticket, of course, we could be like, resolve this, unlocked account. So that's it. So we did lots of stuff today. We learned about servers, group policy, attaching a computer to a domain, even service desk. Damn, we got a lot done. So here's what I suggest, guys. Do this, and like just really you can mess around, like just make some random group policy stuff. Even you can even block Chrome updates. For that, you'll have to install ADMX files. I could do that some other time. Maybe I'll show y'all. But this is really good experience. So do this, put this on your resume, and yeah, good luck out there. Oh man, we even got service desk, help desk stuff done. So yeah, we did a lot today. So yeah, do some of this, practice. And yeah, have fun, guys. Thanks for watching.